Your credit score is the most important financial tool that you can exercise during your journey of wealth building. So let's get into the topics of what affects your credit score. First, we have payment history. So you want to have more than one income source. That's of course because you want to make your payments on time, but we understand that things come up throughout the month that may not allow us to make the payment on time and make our payments. So you have to strategize another way of bringing in income. This is up to you. It is opportunities out there in which you can immerse yourself into so that you can start obtaining more money because your payment history accounts for 35% of your overall FICO score. So, any payment past due more than 30 business days is automatically reported to the collections team. Once the collections team makes record of that payment being past due, your credit score can potentially have experienced negative impact or a negative inquiry, which will overall deduct your credit score in its current state. So, what we want to take a look at, you want to take a look at your credit limit and the how much you are in use of your credit limit, because if you're using your entire credit limit and you can't make your payments, this can look like mismanaged to the credit bureaus. So you only want to use about 30% of your spending limit by and this the your statement cycle is reported to the credit bureaus on your billing cycle's closing date. So identify your statement's closing date, and that is the balance that is reported to the credit bureaus. So what does that look like? Let's add up all our balances. Let's say that we have about a $5,000 credit limit, right? But I spent, let's say, $1,315. Remember, our credit limit is $5,000. So we added up the balances. Then we're going to divide it by our total credit limit. So we spent $1,315. We're going to divide that by 5,000. All right. That brings us to 0.263. Now they said, now multiply that by 100. This is the reported usage of my credit limit, 26.3%. That is how you calculate your credit usage, okay? Your credit history is important. This here shows how long you have been in use of that credit, the types of credits, because different type of credits can affect your overall score. So your main goal is to build a score that can improve, that can be reported to your FICO score. So you have FICO score. The FICO score is built from your credit, from the credit reported. So such as your payment history, length of history, the amounts owed, and the amount owed to old credit and the amounts owed to new credits. Okay. The type of credits that feed into your credit score, the type of credit accounts that feed into your credit score are credit cards, installment loan, mortgages, etc. So the type of credits that feed into your credit score also feed into your FICO score by identifying the reported history, the reported time of history, and the amounts owed. So that leads us to debt to income ratio. It's okay for us to consider what we can afford comfortably, because it's not, you want to identify that your credit limit is not free, is not intended to just be given out freely to you and for you not to make payments. Like, this is not a birthday gift. This is not a free check. No, this is the balances. If the balance that is in use in that month, you want to pay off by your payment due date of the next billing cycle. So you're making your payment 30 days after the transactions occurred. I mean, that itself is the budget system. You want to make sure that you can make payments freely. each month to your credit card. Look at what you're bringing in, and look at the reoccurring payments that are going out from your paycheck each month. That will help you identify if financing this product could potentially create a negative impact to your livelihood, or what else could we consider, because this is what the lenders are considering. This just showed yourself, your financial self, responsible. Influences loans, interest rates, major life expenses for you, housing, insurance. It locks you into better terms and financial stability and financial opportunities.